Dave.
Buddy, Apex Adjacent, how you doing? What's going on?
I'm doing well. It's a glasses and hat and sweater day, so you know it's going great.
Meanwhile, it was like 90 degrees here in Denver, and wherever you are, you're in an igloo, Ian. You're in an igloo. Yeah.
Yes, correct.
And this isn't your folks like keeping the air conditioner at like 63, is it?
It's a little of that.
Really?
It was nice and cool out today. It was beautiful out today.
Okay.
Low 70s today. It was great.
Nice.
So also, I'm freezing.
Oh, bundle up, everybody. Bundle up, cozy up to the fire on July 1st when we're recording this.
Yeah, I'm going to warm my hands.
Uh-huh.
The webcam.
Yes. There you go. Like during the holidays when I'm at work, I put the fireplace on, and I think I had it on for the podcast as well, right? Yeah, on my TV in my office. Yeah. That YouTube fireplace gets a lot of mileage out of me. Yeah. Yeah. I get a lot of mileage out of it, I should say. That's the Well, who's using who in this scenario?
I think that's a smart question to ask.
Yes. Ian, I apologize for being so mentally weird today. I've just been troubleshooting and just in data acquisition, trying to unpack things mode, technically, therapy wise, like I have my processor has been running at like 100% for a while, and my thermal paste is getting dry and crackly. Yeah. The heat transfer to the heat sink, not going so well right now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a thing that can definitely happen, especially like troubleshooting. I feel like it's the thing that I enjoy the most, but it also will just drain any sort of thought I have out of my head faster than anything else.
No, it can be all-consuming and energizing, and then completely on the other side of that, so exhausting.
Yeah, it's such a crash. Yeah, it's such a crash afterwards.
Yeah. So one of the things that I've been thinking on is came to view today. One of the guys on my Lemons team, Chad, he has a 1997 Toyota Tacoma pickup truck that he bought when he graduated high school. Okay. He has lifted it. It's on like 33s or 4s or something. It's giant. He's put a V6 into it, a Toyota 3.5 that had, I think, 97,000 miles on it or 79,000 miles on it, something like that, after he put over 250 on the original engine, because, Amazing. Of course, you do on a Toyota Tacoma. It looks like a baby monster truck. It's adorable. And 3 weeks ago, Ian, he bolted a TRD supercharger onto it.
Great.
Right?
Let's see what the problem is yet.
There is no problem, Ian. This is all amazing. So unfortunately, he's dealing with some random shutoff issues. The vehicle will just die. So we talked today, and he's been having some trouble like getting live data on like what's going on with the sensors and stuff on the car. And so I hooked him up with the tablet that I used for the Lemons race for displaying the OBD information. Turned on all the data logging for like every single sensor Toyota has ever made. Like I just like ticked everything. Right. It's all dumping to a CSV file. We pulled a small sample, drove it for 10 some odd minutes, and it did die at the end of that drive. So I have some good data. He's good. We're going to do that thing like one change at a time, data, and like, yeah. Right. Yeah. I think he's an incredible mechanic. He's one of the guys that welded the cage. Yeah. And an incredible mechanic, super mechanical. And so I think like he just needs a little bit of help with the IT stuff, and so happy to help him out. But yeah, my brain's just been cooking on what that could possibly be. I have a CSV file on my laptop that I haven't opened yet, because I know that as soon as I do, like 2 hours are going to vanish,
Yeah. It's going to be something dumb like a bad battery, like an old battery.
Yeah. I have a feeling it's one of those kinds of simple things that's just biting us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right now, his speedometer cable has been broken for a while. So speedometer doesn't move. OBD is not getting any speedometer data whatsoever. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering, even though it was running fine before the supercharger, right? Is there something now where, like, because the vehicle thinks it's the ECU and a piggyback ECU to manage boost and stuff, if that thinks that the vehicle's not moving, but the engine is revving for some reason, that it's going to try to correct things, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right? So, like, I think that you and I, like, take a very similar, like, troubleshooting approach where we try to we work very hard up front to get to a baseline of known good data.
Right.
Like, we know that, like, this thing over here might be insanely messed up, but I know, like, this is a little rock I can stand on.
Yes.
And start making steps from there, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. You got to start from a known good and then step your way towards the hot mess.
Right. Exactly. Right. Yeah. Can somebody log into an application, or somebody can't log into an application? Can I log in? Right. Yeah. Just simple stuff like that. So I think that we're kind of in that phase now. And
start someplace. Yeah.
Yep. Work to it, and sometimes it takes a lot of work to get to that initial standing point, right? And so so that's my brain's just been going, man. So can you rule out the supercharger? Can you take the belt off and unplug the piggyback ECU? Yeah, I mean, we could, but then he would have to take this supercharger off. He would have to put the intake plumbing back on, stuff like that. Yeah. So
yeah. Oh, he wouldn't be able to just take the belt off, I guess. Huh?
No. Yeah. Yeah. So, yep. Because that's now the air intake,
right.
And there's it's called a boost pressure controller and a wastegate on a turbocharger, but on a supercharger, it's different. It looks the same. It has a springed diaphragm. It's called like a bypass valve actuator, or bypass something, right? That governs the air from the supercharger versus, like, it's the same thing. When you shift, it doesn't continue dumping boost when you're at low RPMs. It lets you ramp up with the engine. Yeah, that bypass thing. We found that was broken. It had come off of its mounting, right?
Oh, wow.
And so that was just kind of free floating. Let me see if I can pull up like an image of it. Bypass valve actuator. Yeah. Supercharger. Here we go. Yeah, it's probably in my search history. Here we go. Here, we'll show the people. Yeah. Oh God, the browser's not the right browser, Ian.
Yeah, it looks just like a blow-off valve.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, like a wastegate controller. Yeah, boost pressure controller. Yeah. So that upper cylinder with the diaphragm, that wide part of it has the diaphragm inside of it. And that whole cylinder had broken off the metal mounting bracket. And so, right. So like there you're thinking like, okay, so the ECU is obviously getting inconsistent data because that diaphragm's not able to do what it's supposed to do. And
but is that even, that's probably not even electronic, right? On that
vacuum controlled. Yeah.
It's just vacuum controlled. So yeah, that's just that little hose there is just references boost pressure or vacuum pressure. And then it just relates to a spring tension, like the tension in the spring, right?
Yeah. Vacuum pulls that spring back to increase the amount of boost getting into the engine. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So, right. So it's like, if it's not like mounted hard, right, vacuum's pulling it, or even at idle, like, the actuator arm on the other end of that is, moving like it shouldn't move. Yeah. Yeah. So
interesting.
Right. I'm trying to see if I can show a picture of it under a hood. Yeah. Yeah. Like this. Yeah. Like the little arm that it's hooked to isn't like in the position that the computer thinks it should be. Right. And so but is buddy, cars, man,
trouble. There's trouble.
But you know what? I'm really thankful because Chad is a super nice dude. He's got an adorable family. His 9-year-old daughter's super fascinated with cars. And so like while we're like looking under the hood, she pops open a folding chair, gets up, and she's like looking under the hood and like helping her dad like thread little screws into the thing to resecure it and stuff. So it's awesome seeing like, a kid like super excited about it and stuff like that. So that was cool. That's
awesome.
Yeah. So happy to help, man. Like this is the kind of stuff like you're just happy to be part of, so
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So
very cool.
That's been my experience with cars lately. I'm working on the Fiat, doing a bunch of work on the Fiat. We can talk about that later, but I want to hear about like what's been going on car wise for you. How are you doing?
Doing well. I traveled this last week, and so I had a rental car. I had a Chevy Malibu.
Oh, okay.
When I got into it, 12 miles.
Whoa.
It was like brand new.
Yeah.
So I followed the break-in procedures.
Oh, no. You're the worst person to get a 12-mile car.
Which is, the break-in procedures are you break it and then you turn it in. Right? That's the break-in procedures for a rental car.
What happened? What did you do to this poor innocent Malibu?
Okay. I did. So I pulled it out, and I was not really paying attention to the odometer because there was like a huge line. So I was just trying to get out of the rental car facility.
Sure.
And so I do my normal, like, as soon as I leave the rental car facility, I leave in a cloud of smoke and as much throttle as I can use.
Yes.
And then it was probably, I had about a 2-hour drive from the airport.
Oh, wow.
And
okay.
It was about an hour and a half in that I was like, is this the trip odometer? I don't want to see the trip odometer. I want to see the like odometer.
Oh, okay.
And then I realized I was looking at the odometer, and I was like, oh, no.
Uh-huh.
Whoopsie poopsie. I have not been treating this thing very nice. But it's Chevy Malibu, so who cares?
True, right? Yeah, they are disposable. They are like the napkins of the automotive world. Yeah.
But it had cooled seats, which I was very thankful for last week in Baltimore, where it was like 90 degrees and I'm going to say 7,000% humidity.
Yes. Yeah. You needed the SWAS remediation crew.
I very much did. So I appreciated that.
Yeah. Yeah. How long have truckers had ventilated seats? Probably like forever, right?
I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know. Yeah. Is that where it started?
I don't know. CT, let us know how long you've had a ventilated seat. You got to let us know. Yeah.
I would love to know that.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. And it's, it's a car.
Yeah, it's not horrible, right? I had one when I was back in Missouri a little while ago, and it wasn't upsetting, right?
No. But it's also not great. I mean, there's nothing about it that's exciting. And it was even in beige. Like, it was like, aggressively normie. The one thing that's truly awful on it is the backup camera. The worst backup camera I've ever seen in my life.
You go back there and it's a Game Boy Color camera.
It's what it looks like. That's about what it looks like. But it's like an aggressive fisheye lens.
Oh, as well. Okay.
It's super wide angle. So you cannot gauge how close anything is.
Uh-huh.
Like there was a man walking on the other side of the parking lot. And just because of like where he was and the angle of the thing, I jumped and slammed on the brakes. And then I looked back and he was literally like 25 yards away.
Okay. Yeah. Like the Austin Powers, like steamroller scene. Yeah.
Yes. I was like, yes.
And the guy's inside the office having lunch. Yeah.
Pretty much. It was really bizarre.
Okay. Okay.
Like, and then the other thing that I've talked about this on the show before, but GM, when are we going to do something about the backup lights staying on when you turn off the car?
Oh,
have you
okay.
noticed that?
No, I have not.
It's a GM thing. So when you turn off the car,
okay,
and like the lights are still on or whatever, for whatever fucking reason, they leave the backup lights on.
Oh,
so the tail lights and the backup lights are on. So if you're in a parking lot,
yeah,
someone thinks you're backing out.
Yeah.
And like I was like gathering my stuff, because I had immediately just like exploded into the car, of course.
Yes.
And so I'm like gathering my stuff and I'm getting out. And then I realized like there's somebody waiting for me to back out in this parking garage. And I was just like, sorry.
Right.
But it's because the dumb car does that.
Yeah.
And if you unlock it from I think it's if you unlock it from far away, it does it too. Like it'll turn on the backup lights.
Oh, that's no good.
Yeah, it's the stupidest. And they've done it for years. It's like 15 years at this point. They've been doing this dumb shit.
There have to be so many people that are experiencing the consequences of that don't understand why that is happening.
Yeah, right? Why is everyone always angry at me in every parking garage I
Exactly. Right? Yeah. That's insane. Yeah. So like when I park the Fiat, right, I always throw it in reverse or first, kind of if I'm going uphill or downhill, right? I always throw it in reverse, but I always pay attention to if I'm getting in the car and finding something on the stereo or whatever, right? Like I take it out of reverse. I bet a lot of people listening to this do that. Like you don't put your car in reverse and put on the lights because people are going to see that, right?
Yeah. Or if it's a busy parking lot and I'm driving my R32, I'll do the same thing where I'll turn my car off before I put it in reverse.
Yes.
Because then the backup lights won't come on.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Go figure. Like us thinking about other people. Right.
Now, like a GM engineer, I really want a good explanation as to why they do that. It's bad.
I bet somebody at GM has consistently stubbed their toe on some kind of stair railing near their house in the dark. And they just they're like, no, these are white lights. Let's make them come on too. Right. Right. Like they're just doing it for visibility. That is that's not the problem. And there's other ways to solve that problem,
especially with more modern lighting.
Right?
Yeah. Use some sort of LED solution or, underlight the bumper or something.
Yeah. Right. Nothing that can be misinterpreted as a reverse. Right. When I walk up to my Lexus, the lights right underneath the mirrors, there's little lights, those light up. They're not the puddle lights, those are in the doors, but those little entry lights light up just when you walk up to it, which is such a nice subtle effect. I love that.
It is, yeah.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. You can do a billion things like this. LEDs have to cost you less than a tenth of a penny as an automotive manufacturer.
Right, yeah. And it's just a matter of do literally anything else.
Right. Yes. This is an exact case where doing nothing is a perfectly acceptable answer as well.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, GM sucks about that.
Yeah. Sorry, man. Okay. I do love that you had that moment where when you were realizing the odometer was really the odometer. And it's when you wake up from a nap and you're really disoriented where you don't believe that the time is the time. Right. Yes. Yeah. That's 6:15. No. Yeah. I laid down at 2:01.
Yeah. The Chevy Malibu, taking accidentally too heavy a nap.
Yes. Yeah. Where you have to count the hour hand movement. Yeah. I'm sorry, dude. Yeah.
I did get to drive a different car though.
Okay.
I got to drive. So I saw my uncle yesterday, who you've met.
Oh yeah, Craig. Yeah.
Who was part of the Dead Pedal racing team. But he came over with his family for dinner last night, and he brought his little Mini Cooper, and I got to drive that.
Oh, okay.
He's got I think he called it the Series 2. So of the new Mini Coopers, the facelift.
Okay.
John Cooper Works.
Oh yeah.
and it has like a bunch of work done to it.
Of
and
course.
It was, oh my God, a blast.
Okay.
So much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Dude, those things are mean, badass little cars.
The cute, like super loud blow off noises.
Yes.
You know, and everything you want, like the most direct steering, braking traction in second gear. You know, just the traction control light, like
I'm doing everything I can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God, so much fun. I mean, torque steer, yes, but it's hilarious. It's just super fun.
Yes.
And it just feels exactly how you think it does.
Yeah.
Exactly how you want it to.
That's amazing, dude.
And no body roll.
Oh.
I took it around a couple of corners quickly, and it was just exact, you know, think about it, and it's there.
Nice. Okay.
Super direct steering. Yeah, super fun.
That's awesome, man. Okay.
So I was trying to goad him into taking it to a track day while I'm here. So,
yeah. Or at least an autocross.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's where it wants to live.
Oh, yeah. Dude, minis tear up the autocross courses. Just three-wheeling every chance they get. They're my favorite cars to see at autocross. Hands down. Especially the Series 1 with the supercharger whine. Oh, my God. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I just love, I mean, just like your car, right? Like, anything that's this small with that much power and front wheel drive is just, it's just so much fun.
Right?
So much fun.
Yeah.
It's got that same like little dog energy.
Let's
go.
Yeah. I learned that I simply cannot compete with the Mini Coopers at autocross. Like they're just, they're fast. They have a lower center of gravity. They're more tuned to something like this, like just from the factory. Like it would take a lot to make my Fiat beat a Mini Cooper, but dude, like that doesn't matter. Like I love seeing them. They're so great. Yeah. That's awesome, man. Yeah. Dude, what color is it?
Kind of similar color. Yeah.
Okay.
Color to this. It doesn't have all of the accents on it, but
okay.
Because it's a little bit older than this one.
Gotcha. Okay.
But man, so much fun. And it just, every time I drive a Mini, doesn't matter if it's a base model or an S or one of these or an old one, like an old one. Like every single time, it's just so joyful and fun. I love it.
Yeah. That's all. I mean, I was seriously cross-shopping Minis before the Abarth landed in my lap. So I probably would have landed in a Mini. I think the only thing that was keeping me away from it was from our buddy Andrea that we had on the show, the service rider, up in Idaho, like her, like riding a lot of DOA certs on Minis and like all of the messed up history with Mini and how they like the oil change intervals of 10,000 miles initially and all that stuff. So I think that there was a lot of stuff.
Clutches.
Yes. Right.
Notorious clutches. And there's a bunch of other maintenance nightmare stories with these things.
Sure. Yeah. But I think if you could find a rust-free one, right, and you're willing to do some work, like even popping, replacement engines into it, I think that it would be an insanely rewarding experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I've been thinking a lot about small cars lately because I think that like given my Fiat, like I don't plan on getting rid of my Fiat ever. Right. But I was just trying to think of like things that were similar to the Fiat or what could I build that would be similar to the Fiat that would just be just weird and wild. Right. And so like a Hyundai Veloster with a Saab Viggen drivetrain, or something like that. Right. Like just thinking of weird stuff, Yeah. But Mini's a really good answer, man. That's awesome that Craig has that.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
Oh,
that was great.
Yeah. Nice. Are the roads around there conducive to driving something like this? Do you feel like you really got to enjoy it?
Not crazy. I mean, I only drove for a couple of minutes. So,
Sure.
But there's like some good like back like farm roads and stuff like that that I can kind of get to really quickly. But yeah, there's not like a ton of corners really.
Okay, sure.
There are some of those roads around. They're a little bit of a drive, but there are some good ones around here.
Gotcha.
More so than most places in the Midwest.
Okay. Yeah. Because usually it's just like straight north south, straight east west country road grid system, right?
Yeah. Around here, not so much that, but you got to know where you're going.
Yeah.
Find the good roads.
Yeah. They're normally working around a lake or something, or a river. Like that's the thing that is the impetus for a curve.
Absolutely.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Right on, man. Well, that's awesome. You got to drive that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great fun.
Nice. Mini envy.
What else we got?
Yeah, I mean, I finally had, after the Lemons stuff, like, we're working on a new engine and stuff like that. But I've been taking apart a Abarth. I did a turbo blanket on it. I did an electric.
Sounds cozy.
It is. Yeah. Keep all that heat in one place, hopefully. Yeah, we'll see how much of a difference it makes. I did an electric fan on the oil cooler. So I need to wire that in so I can turn it on and off. I did a potentiometer, kind of like fan speed controller as well. So on the wheel arch liners, there's a little door on the front of them that you can swing open to to unplug your headlight or change a headlight bulb, stuff like that on the Abarth. And so I fasten that little like fan speed controller to the door. So all I have to do is like swing it open and adjust it if I want to change.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah. I didn't want that in the cabin anywhere. I couldn't figure out a good place for that to land. There's not like a bunch of dashboard real estate.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. Sorry. What were you going to say?
No. I was about to say the same thing. Like, there's not a bunch of real estate in the cabin for you to just put stuff.
Right.
I have to start having stuff on the top like an airplane.
You know what? Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that. Yeah, little toggle switches up there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, which the Mini has. Yeah.
They do. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I love that. That's so awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
nice. I like that.
I'm going to do adjustable sway bar links. So hopefully I'll be eliminating some body roll of my own. Yeah, my body has enough rolls, Ian. Let's see. Yeah.
Are you starting to bump up against the rules for your class that you're in? Like how much more can you do before you end up kicking yourself up a class?
So with the BMW club, it's basically just like open. I'm in the open class, and then my PAX is street hatch, super street hatch, or something like that. It's one of the street hatch categories. It's like just about anything goes. Like, yeah, like I did like the class my car thing and like click through it, and it's like, basically, as long as you have like the same engine and the same turbocharger, you're fine, Okay. Yeah. And so like you can kind of go nuts from there. So yeah, whatever it is, I can't street hatch prepared. I can't remember, but yeah. So I have a bunch of wiggle room, yeah. And, yeah, I don't know. At some point, maybe I'll do a flash on the ECU. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. But I replaced one of the charge pipes that's really prone to cracking and failing with an upgraded like MPX or something like that. I can't remember the name of the company. They make a nice beefy silicon one, stuff like that. So yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. I'm wiring in an inverter because I'm going to do like the whole live streaming. I'm going to live stream my autocross runs. So
really?
Yes. So like you helped me figure out the cellular modem stuff, and I really appreciate that. So I have like, you can't see the floor over here, but like a lot of stuff's been happening. Right. And I have figured out like how to get 3 DJI Osmo action cams streaming concurrently to a PC running OBS that will be streaming to YouTube. So I'll have.
That's awesome. Can we do it on Twitch so I can live stream my commentary of your runs?
Oh yeah, like you'll have full comments and stuff like that on YouTube. I can make you like the moderator and chief shit talker. Yeah. No, I'll let you know. And if you want to camp in the discussion and make fun of me, go for it.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. I wrote some code that'll automatically post my times from the BMW live timing stuff.
Oh, look at that. That's awesome.
Yeah. I went, you know me, I'm going to Dave it. So I wrote PowerShell scripts to parse HTML tables into CSVs and throw, and then the DNFs are entered weird. So I had to shift stuff in columns for any of the DNFs. And so I Daved it.
Nice.
Yeah, you're going to enjoy seeing it. Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I need to work on the OBD data presentation, but I have a Windows program that should be able to fetch OBD data and show gauges and stuff. And so I'll be able to snag that. And so I'll let you know when I'm going to stream my autocross runs. And Joel, my autocross nemesis, he's been doing tons of work on his Volkswagen. Unfortunately, he has been dealing with getting a part, I think, from ECS Tuning, and it's been ridiculous, unfortunately. Like, it's a customer service nightmare for him.
Really?
Yes, and they're normally so good. I don't understand what's going on. And he's not, he forwarded me like some emails or sent me a screenshot. It's not like he's being a dick or anything. Like, there's just like one part for like an oil cooler adapter, from like the stock to take it out to like an external oil cooler like I did on the Abarth. And it's like he's getting the runaround like crazy. So his car is not ready for autocross. So on August, I think 3rd, we're going to dual drive my Fiat. Yes, my nemesis will be in the passenger seat.
Well, that'll be interesting to see. Yeah,
right?
That'll be interesting to see who's faster.
Right?
Yeah.
I told him, I was like, if you post faster times than me, I'm going to just bypass anger and just probably just pass out. Like, my body will not be able to handle. Like, my brain will be like, nope, shut it down. Yeah. So, I might need to just make sure that I'm sitting down when I see his results. Yeah. So that'll be fun. I'm really looking forward to that. So setting up dual driving with him, seeing if our buddy Chris wants to dual drive with me as well. So I'm gonna try to get some different people dual driving the Fiat with me this season. That's kind of my goal.
That's great.
If you have a car, you should let other people experience it, Yeah. So I cannot wait for you to dual drive it with me again next season.
I know.
Yeah.
Me too.
Right. We're going to have to do it a bunch. So yeah.
Absolutely. Would you like a license plate game?
I would, dude. I would. Yeah.
I have one for you.
Okay.
As we've been talking about, I'm up in the upper Midwest, and I've been seeing some very Midwestern license plates.
Okay.
And so this one is called Midwest AF.
Okay. One's just corn. Another was just racism. No, that's countrywide.
The other one says, nice to your face, but shitty behind your back.
Yes. How did they manage to fit suppressing emotions on a vanity plate?
Right.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Midwest AF. Okay. All right, buddy. I'm looking forward to this one. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay. All right. So up top we have, I would say, a not necessarily Midwest car, like a dark blue or a black Mercedes C300.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is something that I feel like the locals would be like, oh, look at them, right? But not to their face.
Could be.
And then a Buick in the middle. Yeah, the venerable maroon Buick that is, you have that has to be the Subaru of where you are.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit of like rural Wisconsin. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You did like a find and replace for all Subaru to Buick. Okay. Maroon Buick. And of course, those things are going to run forever, man. That 3800 engine is like one of the greatest accomplishments of mankind, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, the rest of the car is horrendous.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's going to run forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cockroach.
And then we have a Ford Expedition.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. Ford Expedition, also in like Ford's kind of reddish color. Yeah. All right. And the license plates, Sea-Doo girl or Sea-Doo girl, like, oh, like Sea-Doo, like, okay, like on the lake, a Sea-Doo. Yeah. And then UFTA.
Yeah.
Of course. And then OPE.
OPE. Yes. This is for anyone who doesn't know. OPE is sort of an all-purpose word that's used in the upper Midwest, usually like Wisconsin and Minnesota. And it means, it basically means that it either means excuse me, or I've made a mistake, or I have too many emotions that I don't know how to express them.
Oh, okay.
If you run into someone, it's very common to hear someone say, "Oh,
gotcha."
It's a very Midwest sort of thing. If you are in a situation where you're like in a store where they have like an outside door and an inside door, and it turns out that you're both trying to hold the door open for each other, and then one of you starts to go, and the other one, both of you might say "oh" at the same time.
Okay.
Right? That's where you're gonna get "oh." It's the come walking towards each other on the street, and you go like this. You move at the same direction. Those sorts of like short circuit moments. Oh,
that's where the northern Midwest brain goes.
Yes,
because we didn't have in Missouri. Yeah,
right.
I like that. Have your kids picked up any dialect, like local dialect yet? Because that's a thing, right?
Yeah, right. Not yet, but I'm expecting, because we've only been here really a few weeks, but I'm expecting it to happen at least a little bit.
Yeah. Has to get into the lexicon, right?
Yeah, you would think so.
Yeah. Yin's got into mine visiting Pennsylvania in the summer when I was a kid,
Yins.
Yeah. Yinzers. Yeah. So I like that. Okay.
You want to do some zoomies and enhancies?
Ian, I do. I see that there's some stuff going on with the Ford window sticker wise, but I'm gonna save that for last. That's a little treat. Okay. We're gonna save that. Okay. So we have is that a Pennsylvania license plate?
It is a Pennsylvania license plate.
Okay. Oh, he's what's a Midwest insult? Like if you'd say like, these like idiots, or these like, like what do you think, like somebody like, these like,
right,
not like hillbillies or like whatever, like coming over here with their fancy Mercedes,
So what are the Wisconsin? So in Michigan, people from the Upper Peninsula are called Upers. But they call, because the Upper Peninsula and the Lower Peninsula are connected by a bridge, they call people who live under the bridge trolls.
Okay. Okay.
And then is it downstaters? What is it? There's a term too that Wisconsin people have for people from Chicago. And I can't remember if it's downstaters or something like that. But basically it's tourists from Chicago.
Okay. Derogatory terms for Wisconsinites. I love these Reddit posts. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember what they say, but there's some of those. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a bunch of weird Wisconsin things, like calling the public fixture from which you get drinking water. What do you call that?
That's just a water fountain or a drinking fountain.
The bubbler.
Yeah, that's like a Massachusetts thing too, or like a Boston thing. Yeah, the bubbler.
There's some weird ones.
Yeah.
What about the thing where several streets connect to it, but it's a circle?
A roundabout?
A rotary.
What?
A rotary.
Okay.
Weird shit.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, I love regional dialect, man. Okay.
And then there's yeah, no, and no, yeah. That's another like big Midwest thing.
I say that. Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah.
I will also say, for the record, because there's a lot of confusion on what the borders of the Midwest are. And I'm here to let everyone know that I have, in its present moment, the correct answer. Oklahoma and Kansas, not part of the Midwest. Some people say that they're part of the Midwest. No. I think you have to be either touching a Great Lake or be Iowa. That is what counts as the Midwest to me.
Really? So Missouri, not Midwest.
Nope. No, I wouldn't. Well, Missouri, I think, is the closest to a bubble, I think. But I would count more Missouri more south. It would be more like South Appalachia. Like that would be more like the Kentucky, Southern Illinois.
I will agree. Northern Missouri, Midwest. Southern Missouri, Southern.
Right.
Missouri's a weird confluence of these cultures coming together. Yeah.
Missouri's a tougher case, I would say. But some people definitely Kansas, definitely not Midwest. It's a very, very different culture, I think, than the Midwest.
That's where all the corn is, though. I feel like if you have Iowa, you gotta have.
State. I would call that a plains state.
You're bringing plains into this? I didn't know we're going from cardinal directions to topographical land distinctions.
It's the Midwest.
All right.
There's the Midwest, which is the Great Lakes area, and then there's the Great Plains, which is the Dakotas down to Oklahoma, I would say.
But it's called the Midwest.
Doesn't have to be accurate.
And it's pretty far east.
I mean, the Mid-Atlantic is called the Mid-Atlantic. It's on the edge of the Atlantic. It's not even in the middle. The Mid-Atlantic is very wet and cold.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it's called. At any rate, Pennsylvania, definitely not part of the Midwest, but
no.
The text of the plate was what I was more concerned.
Okay. All right. We got the Wisconsin Buick and the Honda Rascal in the background. I like that. Somebody has a DUI.
What is Wisconsin? So
everyone has a DUI. Yeah. It's the Wisconsin version of HPV. If you don't have it, you're the weird one. Okay. All right. Yeah, nothing.
Not much to go on there.
Nothing to go off. Is this like a hair on the picture, or like what is this? That's not like a broken antenna. It's like a little tree branch that must have fallen on it during some rain or something.
I think that's just a twig or something.
Okay. And then we got some stuff on the it's an Explorer. It's an Explorer Platinum. Oh, yeah. Okay, Wisconsin plate. We've got some University of Wisconsin. We're going to do some extra zooms on this one, Ian. Okay. This is Radiate Positivity. Okay, so we have a person that you cannot stand instantly. A Be Kind with a B sticker on it. And I assume some other kind of like positive stuff. Okay.
Positive bullshit.
Okay, so Sea-Doo Girl, Oofta, and Ope. Okay. I want to put Sea-Doo Girl on either the Ford Explorer or the Mercedes-Benz.
Okay.
I'm kind of vacillating on Sea-Doo Girl. Like Sea-Doo Girl, like I see that you can afford a Sea-Doo and a Mercedes.
Okay.
Sea-Doo Girl, like I can see like this person in the Explorer, like with the positive stickers and the, the yay life kind of attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I think for now, we're going to put Sea-Doo Girl on the Ford Explorer.
Okay.
It does have a trailer hitch as well, so they can tow. I did notice
There
that.
you go. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, there's that. Let's see here. And then UFTA and OPE. OPE, they had to get in early on the OPE plate. But probably for the UFTA as well up there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew somebody in Colorado that had the vanity plate DAVS, DA space AVS.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you're a sports fan, that's, I guess, one of the plates to get. UFTA and OPE. Boy, it's a toss up here, man. I'm thinking that OPE has more of a Mercedes vibe and UFTA on the Buick.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. That's a guess. If I'm going Sea-Doo Girl on the Explorer, I think that's what I have to do.
Okay, so you're saying OPE on the Mercedes, UFTA on the Buick, and Sea-Doo Girl on the Explorer.
I think so. So. Okay. We're going to pop open the Dave Don't Look folder. See what kind of wonders it has inside of it.
I think you will be quite pleased with yourself.
Oh, sweet. I got it. Okay.
You got it completely right.
Oh, yes. And Mariah sent in the OPE. Thank you, Mariah.
Yes, thank you. That was a great play. I had gotten UFTA and Sea-Doo Girl in the last week, and I was like, oh, I need another for the Wisconsin trifecta. And then I was looking through my folder, and I realized that Mariah had sent me OPE a long time ago.
Perfect.
Perfect one.
Thank you, Mariah. Yes, may your Fiat 500 Abarth never have a check engine light for sending that. Yes, this is like our prosperity gospel. Yes, if you send us vanity plates, your car will continue to run. Also, very Midwest thing to do, right?
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you. That's awesome. Thank you, Mariah. That's a good catch. UFTA and Sea-Doo Girl. Man, those are good Midwestern plates, Ian.
So Wisconsin. So incredibly Wisconsin.
Yeah, yes. Right? If they carved it in a block of cheese. Yeah. Uh-huh. Right? But not Tillamook. Yeah, is there like Tillamook hatred out there? Because that's from Washington State?
That's a good question.
Oregon, yeah.
It's Oregon,
yeah.
I don't know if I think there's more of an opinion that there's not really a cheese world outside of Wisconsin.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
There is Wisconsin cheese and then other cheese.
Oh, okay. So like Tillamook, all of France and Europe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But probably a very direct hatred for like all the Vermont cheeses, right? Or like some kind of like chip on their shoulder.
A little bit,
yeah. Okay. Have you had, what food have you really had since you've been there that you enjoy? Like, has there been a food upside to you being there?
Well, one upside is I've just been being able to cook a lot with, at my family's house. So that's been, that's been the best.
That's awesome.
We did, Jenny and I did go into Minneapolis a couple weeks ago, and we got to stay in Minneapolis and be just on our own. And we had some great meals there.
Okay.
Really fantastic meals. And Minneapolis has great food.
Yeah.
One of the best meals I had was we went to a farmer's market and they had food trucks there. And we had pasties and fries. Like, it was slightly raining. We were just like under a tree eating our pasties with the beer, and it was unbelievable. It was great.
Sounds like a very like British experience too, right? Like,
yeah, street any sort of street meat, and I am all in.
Absolutely,
an A+ street meat experience.
That's sweet, man. That's so great.
Yeah.
Nice. Hey, if you have to deal with a bunch of Buicks like running into your shins in the grocery store parking lot, at least you're getting some good food,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Ian,
yeah.
Would you do me a favor?
Yes.
Would you hit me with an album of the week? Because I did listen to some Mike Patton, the Mondo or what?
Yes.
Yeah, I did listen to some of that. I did enjoy it. Yes.
Okay.
And
yeah,
then
I actually was listening to that a bunch after I recommended it to you. And I was like, oh man, I forgot how much I enjoy this record.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I was playing Marvel Snap. I took a screenshot of it. I don't have it in front of me, but I was playing Marvel Snap. That's like my go-to mobile game. And somebody's username that I was playing was "Listen to Mike Patton."
That was hilarious,
right?
It's really funny.
Yeah, that happened like the day after we recorded. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, what do you got for us?
I have a more European flair.
Okay.
We're gonna go with an album by Juniore. So Junior, the word junior, but with an E at the end.
Okay.
They're like this French sort of electro pop sort of band. Very cool.
One of them's wearing a cape.
Yeah, because they're cool.
Okay. This image is giving goth. Is giving goth to me.
Yeah, I would not put them in the goth.
Not like that's bad. I'm just saying what I'm getting. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, they're just very, very, very cool European indie music. And we'll go with their 2020 album Un, Deux, Trois.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Un, deux, trois. Yeah.
Un, deux, trois.
Un, deux, trois.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, they're on Bandcamp. Okay.
It's a good vibe.
Okay. Okay.
Can't understand a fucking word what they're saying.
You know what? That's okay.
But the vibes are great.
Foreign language music, for a language you do not understand, it has some great use cases. I would say like studying or focusing, like when if lyrics have the potential to distract you, like listening to like Portuguese ballads and, stuff like that. Like, yeah, absolutely. Like listening to foreign language stuff for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing this week.
Give me a, like, if you like this, you might like Junior.
Yeah.
Remember Audio Galaxy back in the day? Like it was a short-lived like music sharing website.
Yeah.
They would always do the like, here's 3 other artists that like these people downloaded. And I found so much stuff. Yeah.
I would say, man, it's tough. The one that's spring to mind for some reason is Phantom Planet, which was Jason Schwartzman's band from way back in the day.
Okay.
They had the intro music to, what was the name of the show? Some like teen show.
Okay.
But just sort of like chill indie music. So even like some of MGMT's stuff.
Okay. Okay.
Like, California.
Oh, the OC theme. Okay, that's what it was. Okay. Okay. Chill indie vibe. Okay.
Yeah. Sort of chill indie vibe. I don't know why that California Phantom Planet is the one that popped in my head.
That's okay. I don't think
that necessarily sounded like. But like even Danger Mouse's back album.
Oh, yes. Uh-huh.
Modern Guilt. I think that is a very similar vibe as some of this.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Nice, buddy. Okay. Well, I will put links to Junior Un, Deux, Trois in the YouTube description, Bandcamp, Apple Music, Spotify for sure. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. I will check this out. I'm going to listen to this while I'm working tomorrow.
This is one of those bands that I found. I just remember too. The way I found this band originally was I was like, we were in an ice cream store, and I was waiting for Jenny and the kids to order ice cream, and it was one of those things where I was like, wait, what is this music?
Okay.
And I did like the Shazam thing, and that's how I found it. I don't remember where we were. We were someplace cool. But yeah, it was one of those sorts of situations where I was like,
nice.
What am I listening to?
Nice. Yeah. Shazam, preventing me from having to have awkward conversations where I sound like an old man with baristas for a long time. So thank you, Shazam.
Yes, that is the primary use case of that, is making sure you don't look like a creep.
Right. I asked a barista forever ago, is this band of horses? And they were like, no, it's Portugal the Man. And I was like, all right, I'm fucking sorry. Like, I was like,
and that's how long ago it was.
Yeah. Yeah. And Portugal the Man sounds like the most made up thing that anyone has ever said when it comes to a band name. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. They could have said literally anything else. Yeah. And I would have believed them more. I was like,
it's also really hard to get sassy when you're saying Portugal the Man.
they managed to
how dare they get sassy with you,
right? I get Portugal the Man and condescended at the same time. God damn it, this Americano better fucking slap, buddy. Yeah, if you pulled me a 12 ounce and only put 2 shots in there, we're gonna have a problem.
Absolutely.
Maybe I just want coffee.
I think we should wrap it up.
I think we should. Thank you for the album of the week, Ian, for sure.
You are welcome. It's my pleasure. I think everyone should send us license plates, 720-515-1391.
Yep.
You can email us. You can find us on some social media sometimes. I don't know. I think I'm on a real social media dry spell lately.
Oh yeah. Is Blue Sky kind of not panning out, like, or not really pulling you back in all the time?
Oh, I'm just lurking, doing a lot of lurking on the Blue Sky.
Sure.
Blue Sky's great, but I'm definitely pulling back from Instagram a bit.
Oh, okay.
And the other ones, I'm pretty much dead to me.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's basically just reels on Instagram for me of like mechanic stuff and Milwaukee tools and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then, yeah. But anyway,
we done did a car show.
We did.
Everybody, thank you. We love you. Goodbye.